Indian economic updates. The government has issued an expression of interest inviting Indian firms, public, private, or consortiums, to co-develop, prototype, flight test, and certify the 5th generation Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA. This marks India's most ambitious military research and development initiative to date, with an initial 15,000 crore rupees budget earmarked for prototype development, potentially scaling to several lakh crore for full production. The Aeronautical Development Agency requires bidders to demonstrate comprehensive capabilities in design assimilation, engineering, manufacturing, integration, testing, and certification. Applicants must be Indian companies, with the bid window open until 16 August 2025. A pre-bid conference is scheduled in early this month. The project timeline mandates prototype completion in 8 years, targeting first flight by 2029, full development by 2034, and mass production by mid-2030s. The AMCA program enters a competitive model allowing public and private contenders such as Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Tata Advanced Systems, Adani Defence, and Larsen & Toubro to participate. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh praised the move as bold and decisive, aligning with Make in India goals and aiming to rejuvenate India's squadrons, currently below the sanctioned 42, with China fielding modern J-20 stealth jets. The program also seeks to overcome past delays in the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited built Tejas Mark 1A. That project, historically delayed, from engine supply setbacks to development hurdles, has impeded deliveries. 83 jets ordered in 2021 are yet to be fully delivered, with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited citing General Electric engine delays resolved only in 2025. As India faces an urgent need to replenish Indian Air Force squadrons, currently operating just 31 instead of 42, the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA, initiative represents a pivotal leap toward long-term aerial supremacy. India is on the cusp of a logistics revolution, powered by cutting-edge technologies like drone delivery, hyperloop systems, and electric vertical takeoff and landing (eVTOL) aircraft. These innovations promise to reshape the movement of goods and people, reduce travel times, and create more sustainable supply chains. Drone delivery is already gaining traction, especially in sectors like healthcare, agriculture, and e-commerce. Startups and logistics companies are using drones to deliver medical supplies to remote areas, cutting delivery times from hours to minutes. The government introduced the liberalized drone rules, followed by the PLI scheme for drone manufacturing, laying the groundwork for widespread adoption. Meanwhile, India is actively exploring hyperloop transportation, a near supersonic system that uses magnetic levitation in vacuum tubes. The Mumbai-Pune Hyperloop Corridor, initially backed by Virgin Hyperloop, aims to cut travel time from over 3 hours to just 14 minutes. IIT Madras, in collaboration with Indian Railways and L&T, has developed a 422-meter Hyperloop test track, signaling serious R&D investment in the sector. Complementing this futuristic vision is the rise of eVTOL technology. Companies like Sky Air and Jaunt Air Mobility are working to bring flying taxis and aerial cargo vehicles to Indian skies. These aircraft, ideal for congested urban areas, can reduce traffic and enable faster intracity deliveries. With supportive government policies, private sector innovation, and rapid urbanization, India's logistics future is poised to be faster, cleaner, and smarter than ever before. The recent killing of Sudhakar, a top Central Committee member of the CPI Maoist, by security forces in Chhattisgarh marks a significant turning point in India's decades-long struggle against left-wing extremism. His elimination follows that of Maoist General Secretary Baswarju, signaling a systematic breakdown of the insurgency's leadership and operational capabilities. From an economic perspective, this is a crucial development. Maoist insurgency has long been a barrier to infrastructure, investment, and inclusive development in India's mineral-rich but conflict-ridden eastern states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and parts of Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. These regions hold vast reserves of coal, iron ore, and bauxite, critical for India's industrial and energy sectors. However, persistent violence and threats to personnel and infrastructure have discouraged private investment and delayed government schemes. With the weakening of Maoist influence, the government can now accelerate development programs such as road construction, telecom connectivity, and tribal welfare under schemes like the Aspirational Districts program. This not only enables better market access for local communities but also attracts businesses in mining, agriculture, and logistics, fueling rural job creation and reducing poverty. Moreover, sustained peace in these regions would significantly improve India's ease of doing business rankings, foster deeper domestic supply chains, and contribute to achieving its $5 trillion GDP goal. The challenge ahead lies in pairing security success with inclusive governance, ensuring that disenfranchised communities are brought into the fold of economic opportunity and trust.
फिर से एक बार आपको आश्वस्त करके जाता हूं कि अगले से 1-1.25 साल के अंदर हम नक्सलवाद को समाप्त कर देंगे और अपील भी करता हूं कि आप कानून के सामने आत्मसमर्पण करिए, हथियार छोड़ दीजिए, अपने आप को सरेंडर करिए और नॉर्थ ईस्ट कश्मीर कई जगह पे कई लोग हथियार छोड़कर मेन स्ट्रीम में आए हैं। आप भी आइए, आपका स्वागत है। परंतु अगर नहीं होता है तो हम इसके खिलाफ एक अभियान भी शुरू करेंगे और सफलता भी प्राप्त करेंगे। फिर से मेरी पूरी संवेदनाएं आपके साथ, आपके परिवार के साथ हैं और आपके आने वाले जीवन को सुगम और सुनिश्चित बनाने के लिए मेरे से यथासंभव हर प्रयास मैं करूंगा।
India and the Philippines have officially elevated their bilateral ties to a strategic partnership, marking a significant shift toward closer cooperation in defense, maritime security, trade, and technology. This move comes in response to growing regional security concerns, particularly China's increasing assertiveness in the South China Sea. A major aspect of the partnership is the defense cooperation, exemplified by the Philippines' acquisition of India's advanced BrahMos supersonic cruise missile system. With plans for a second batch of missiles, this collaboration enhances the Philippines' coastal defense and strengthens regional security. The two countries have also formalized joint naval exercises in the South China Sea, reflecting their shared commitment to freedom of navigation and maritime security in contested waters. To further bolster their defense collaboration, both nations have outlined a comprehensive plan of action for the years 2025 to 2029, focusing on enhanced military interoperability, joint exercises, and coordinated naval and coast guard operations. Additionally, the two countries are expanding their legal cooperation, with agreements on mutual legal assistance and prisoner transfer treaties, which aim to improve security coordination and reduce barriers for cross-border operations. On the economic front, trade between India and the Philippines reached $3.5 billion in 2023, driven by Indian exports in pharmaceuticals, engineering goods, and automotive components. Both nations are now negotiating a preferential trade agreement (PTA) to streamline trade and foster deeper economic integration. India has also pledged support to the Philippines in developing digital infrastructure, particularly through a sovereign data cloud initiative, which aims to strengthen cybersecurity and enhance digital resilience. The upgraded strategic partnership positions both countries as central players in shaping the future of the Indo-Pacific, reinforcing their shared commitment to regional security, economic growth, and a rules-based international order.